Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1 is now upon us for Week 8, Day 2 between Oplon and Mirage Elyandra. Head on in. Things pretty standard. 5-point starts. Board on the blue buff, the red buff, sorry, of Mirage.
This is what I was talking about, where Oplon, they want to know where Memento is going to be. They want to know where he's going to start because they're gonna try and mess with him when they get Brunez to that level 3. Even though Peng probably shouldn't have pushed into this matchup. Maybe once he hits level 3, he'll just move away and help. Anyway, sacrifice a little bit of farm, a little bit of gold and XP just to help set this play up, because setting Memento behind is going to be a really big deal here if you mess with his early farm, because it's going to give Oplon more opportunities to play early in the game.
And I think they look to do exactly that. They surmise that he's likely starting on the Wolves. As they put that away, the Blast Cone goes in, then all go as one, but Memento will have to give up that camp. An unfortunate start, but one that you expected out of Oplon to start off with the early little dive. Make sure that he falls behind. Well done by them.
It's good, and I appreciate it too from Z-Core and Absolute. They are going to lose out a little bit of XP, and they will get spotted out on this ward. However, they're going to be able to walk back to lane. It ends up being very worthwhile. You see the Wolf camp is taken, and Brunez is just going to go ahead and walk out. He's not actually going to stay and take the blue buff, but he is going to be able to happily walk away with one camp. And you're already kind of messing with Memento's first clear here. Because of that, he's going to be pathing back to the bottom side of the map, and because they know Memento started top side, you can see Brunez, he's walking up. He's just going to full clear up top, hit that level 3, and see if he can start to find this heck room.
Yeah, I mean, one option as well could be to potentially just punish that Lulu for how forward he's in lane. The wave coming in, they should be right in the middle, but still an opportunity for Darlic to at least get his flash out as well. And I believe Bad Lulu sense that as well, goes down, looks at the blue, doesn't find him, so he feels safe, but they should be tracking him pretty decently. And they've shown that, you know, maybe there is a potential ward there as well, so he'll ward off for now and continue to full clear as Memento has to back. Oh, that's the already back.
He cleared his top side. He's going to spend some of that gold, maybe go for the boots, just get a little bit of that movement speed, and then go back to see what's available to him on the bottom side. He probably doesn't know that Brunez only took the Wolves, so he's not really sure what he's walking into here. And you see the missing Pangs, they're not entirely sure where Brunez is at the moment, and this is going to be kind of his opportunity to get that first gank off. Bad Lulu is a good option, I think, but he's pathing downwards, it looks like, so maybe he's just going to look to try and fight Memento on that bottom side, because knowing those camps are up, Brunez might be thinking, all right, he's going for bottom scuttle, let's scrap it out.
You know what I was thinking too as well, which I don't think they're, you know, they'll decide to move in right away, but based on the trend we've seen so far, and I remember listening to a bunch of different analysts talk about this, is picks that are into comps like these, especially into comps like Mirage's, you're gonna pick up Zillion. Zillion is OP. It's
pretty good.
And you pick up, especially against champs to reset, would have been really nice. Like you were mentioning the options for disengage.
That's true. Yeah.
The options for disengage that aren't a ton, are really there, right? Of course, Braum is fantastic into it, but on the other end, if a champ goes in, that's fun the reset, and Zillion saves him, what do you do? You're in too deep. You can't get out. Things go wary. But these are just my opinions, right? There's no Zillion in this game. We have a Braum, we have a Nautilus, and we have Brunez back at the Wolves.
Yeah, and the top line, he has the timer, so he's here to threaten Memento, and because Peng is actually getting the better of this matchup here, he has the opportunity to move in. Oh, Brunez gets the smite.
That's so good. He
got him.
Smite off as well. That's first blood.
Oh,
Rangjun is dead. Peng, oh my god. Disaster for Mirage.
LeBlanc Lee Sin, this is what I'm talking about here. The ability to skirmish is so strong, and it's so important that Peng is able to be getting the better end of this matchup so far in the mid lane here. And we're going to see it in the replay again. He has the timer on the Wolves camp, so he says, oh, buddy, you don't even know what I'm here to do. And he ends up smiting away, hitting level 4. Of course, both mid laners move, meaning Rangjun actually loses golden XP on top of his life, and it's just easy setup from here.
Yeah, Brunez getting the smite off is so clutch as well. And then Peng with double buffs gets an easy kill. And now your LeBlanc is free to do whatever she wants. We were talking about how solid the matchup is for Rangjun, especially with the Vex pick. But now on Peng, although flash down, he can try to go up, be held Darlic, or even possibly accelerate his bot side for Z-Core, who's had to play weak side for so many of these games.
So far, not a whole lot of attention on this bottom side of the map, but a lot of the damage has been done here by Oplon. This LeBlanc is 2 kills, and now with this lead, you can really start to pressure Rungjun, and you can see it. The double buffs mean Rungjun, who's not even level 6, has to respect this. So Peng, he's going to have an easy time zoning Rungjun from the wave, stacking it up, shoving it, and then have a really solid roam timer, and he can go wherever he wants at this point. He's syncing up with Brunez is the thing right here, and I love this too, because Secor and Absolute, anytime they get the opportunity, they just leave lane and start moving together here.
Every single time. I think Zikor actually hates farming, which is how much he roams around with his both support and jungler. I'm all for it personally.
Yeah.
Makes for interesting plays.
Oh god, yeah, they don't
like this one right here. Yeah. Move right into his jungle, they deny more farm for Memento and all the more XP as well, as he's already a level down. And as he continues stacking, he might be 2 levels down at this point here, beatdown.
Yeah, you can see it. Oplon, they're making it's a team building exercise to just deny Memento all of his farm. Like nothing brings people together like tilting the enemy jungler. And that's not even a joke. If you've ever played solo queue, people love doing that kind of stuff. And setting down this Hecarim as far behind as he is, you're just delaying these crucial spikes. He hasn't been able to get as much gold as you'd expect by now, isn't able to hit level 6, which you'd also expect right now if you've just managed to be full clearing safely. And this is just beautiful punish coming through from Oplon, and they're going to translate that into the first dragon.
And I don't think I've actually said those words too often, Oplon translate.
Yeah, because I mean, you said they should translate.
They should translate, but they're doing it.
Yeah, I know.
They're actively doing it as well. It's like I'm watching a whole different team. These first 7 minutes have been, good. Dare I say, perfect.
They've been really good, and the thing is, too, I felt so good about Oplon after yesterday. I thought against LDLC, that is the best play we have ever seen from this team here in the LFL.
Absolutely.
And with that being said, too, going into today's matchup, I was saying it before, like when we were all chatting before the broadcast. I'm like, yeah, you guys ready for Oplon's first win? Because I just figured if they play the way they did yesterday, and so far it's been quite good, they will get their first win.
Dude, watch you curse it.
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah. when you put that out there right now. But then again,
knocking on wood.
Oh, absolutely, sir. Now, but now that we put that out there, this does have to be a bit more than this. You know, for Oplon, of course, you know, we mentioned how it's going well, but where we found the problems start to arise is when we get to around that 18-minute mark.
Yeah.
Right? It's they do really well with the early game. They've even tried to translate for a tower or two, but it's about moving the chess pieces forward. Sure, you have your early formation, but then, you know, it's about how you're attacking your opponents, how you're setting up around them, and then eventually, if you have the opportunity to, moving forward to the end game. Something we haven't seen a ton out of Oplon, but I'm hoping to see today.
At the moment so far, again, that's why this Braum is pretty nice here into this matchup. Every hook Raxo lands, he's just able to take it, drop the shield, and the trades go super well here. And you look on the top side, again, Oplon keeping up the pressure. Realistically, yeah, Rangjun, you can't do that. Just not allowed. Oh, he's gonna, is that it?
That's the Ignite as well. They should be able to get the trades. The chains don't land, but Rangjun will stay alive. And even the Onslaught of Shadows has to be used for Memento to run away. He's simply not strong enough.
Yeah. You hate to see that too. You use that Hecarim ultim to run away. It's not ideal. And wow, Cody-san on the rough end of some trades off screen, it looks like, and we're only just hitting level 6s for Oplon's bottom lane as well. So now things going really well all across the map here. Zikor trying for a little cheeky rocket, but isn't quite able to land it. Still, everything going well. Now Brunez with that Rift Herald. With the pressure we have on this bottom side of the map, you could easily have Brunez just finish clearing his top cans, reset, move to the bottom lane since Zikor and Absolute are already looking for the reset, and you could just make a dive on the bottom lane. Because you know that Hecarim ult's not available. You might have the idea that Hecarim isn't nearby, because chances are he'll invade and look, and you have a great dive, a lot of turret plays you can get for this AD carry.
Because if Zikor actually gets that kill, that means that he gets to deny, around 2 waves from Cody-san, right? Then the delay is in shambles, and Cody-san's not perma-locked to his side lane. So he either has to play weak side half the time, either in mid or top, or he then has to just simply face the realities of being behind almost the entire time and hoping that Mirage can find advantages on the other end of the map. But luckily that doesn't happen, but slow for now though for Zikor. He can continue to try to assert his dominance in the lane. Cody-san is still ahead in farm though, so I think he can definitely hold that with him, close to his heart. As Peng moves over, lands the chains, just a little bit of poke, but not much else.
Just a little hey, how are you? How you doing? At this point now, Brunez still holding on to the Rift Herald, looking for opportunities for a play, with Absolute here helping shove the wave. Mid could be the angle, especially with how much pressure Peng is putting on here with the lead he's got. He's got both of Oplon's kills so far, and all that extra gold on this LeBlanc is really going to prove problematic, and you can see it. Absolute stays to help shove the wave, and everyone's just going to move to this bottom side of the map. Memento's ult will be back up, though, and he does smell something is amiss.
So far, though, he doesn't move in just yet, but he is setting up for a personal lane gang. Does have the onslaught of shadows up as well if he wanted to use it along with the ghost. And they don't spot him, but I think Zico and Absolute,
they know.
since they don't know where he is, they move back far enough that it will be a problem, because Pen was also roaming down as well, potentially.
Yeah, there was that ward in the inside Memento's jungle, so they did catch him on the way out, and now that means that although it dissuaded the play, Oplon didn't really fall into anything dangerous. They're just going to hang back, hold onto that Herald, and not drop anything yet. At this point, they could just look to drop it mid and set up for this Dragon that's coming up in about 20 seconds here. You can see that's why Peng, he's trying to get these trades, chunk Rungjun out, get him out of this lane, force him to recall so you have an easier time to stack Dragons.
Sabisa, like you said, Dragon is up in another 7 seconds. And Oplon are first to take, yet again. Some Memento are around if they wanted to try to go for a steal, but they have no vision set up on this either. So I think the safer play most definitely would be is that they give this up. Bad Lulu also with no TP gets spotted coming up, and so Oplon knows this Dragon is rightfully theirs.
Right, and though Mirage Memento, looking like they won front row seats. Unfortunately, they aren't actually able to do anything about the show, and that means Oplon now halfway towards that Cloud Soul. And so far, things have been going well. Like we highlighted it just a couple minutes ago that it's later on into the game where things get a little mixy for this team. But so far, this early game is still one of the better ones we've seen from them here. They are so decisive, so active, and you can see it grow in the gold lead that they've gotten for those cells. Those turret plates means they're up about 2,000 now. And Mirage, who were punished for picking that Hecarim, don't have much to show for this early game.
Yeah, because so far it's just been Oplon running just the entire map, and Mirage have been staying locked to the lanes, hoping to find a lead somewhere else. You were mentioning how in draft they needed a pushing lane, they needed an advantage somewhere, and that's supposed to be Rungjun, but because he falls behind early, suddenly they're playing weak side all across the entire map. And sure, you know, Aatrox does well in Sion, he gets lane dominance, but there's no realistic kill threat because of the unstoppable onslaught, and Darlik as well is still a Sion. So you can build tanky, and Sion has deceptively more than enough damage to trade, not necessarily evenly, but just enough that Bad Lulu has to be careful about trying to all-in him, especially under tower. Which is why I think personally I think Sion is a very underrated pick for so many people, and agreed, he offers a lot of value in terms of not only split pushing, but just frontlining as well.
Yeah, I'm glad they picked it. That's what they needed here. Seems to be definitely a theme for Darlik. We saw him play the Malphite and things like that. And this time on the Sion, oh, I remember. And that means the Sion, he's going to be great for one. Partially, the fact that he's able to side lane so effectively and join the fight with his ultimate without teleport, I think is also going to be really valuable there, and something Mirage have to be aware of.
They find some damage on Absolute, but nothing really noteworthy either. As Memento was there, and this Braum pick as well, to you mentioned before, it was one that I would say surprised me, but you know, you were expecting it considering the cop that they have, and even with this, it's managed to throw it off. A lot of the gank attempts, and Memento just ends up staying around bot side. I think this is the third time now, looking for some sort of angle, but they just can't move in. There's no way for them to actually threaten Zekor.
No, and part of it is because of the vision and the fact that they have the idea that Memento's in the area, so they're just going to be able to sacrifice, they're just going to let go of the turret, they're just going to sacrifice some gold and XP and not end up getting dove. This is actually pretty good for Mirage because you do get a lot of that bonus turret gold, and a lot of it locally went to Cody Sun, who you want to be getting fed as much as possible, because even with this, even falling behind as they are, Mirage and these team fights, you still have ways you want to play this. You still have Bad Lulu being that sort of pseudo frontline threatening with the World Ender. You have that onslaught of shadows and the shadow surge between Memento and Rungjun, and that way those two ults sync up, is actually really strong with the AoE CC and the Fear, so that's something that they can use in these team fights effectively to blow up someone like Zcor. So it's just going to be about getting these angles to take down the AD carry of Oplon if you're Mirage.
Or there's so many options for and to keep him safe as well. You chill the back line, like you were mentioning, with a front to back, because there's no calling, something like that, right? There's nothing really to see threatened. Nothing that he has to feel really scared about, right? Nothing really going bump in the night or his closet. He's cleansed well, so he's fine.
Yeah.
It's like when you got a lamp in a cave, you're like, it's fine, I have light here. Nothing can really scare me. And then you look up and you see eyes, you're like, oh.
Yeah, but you can see them now with the lights. Right?
But you're still scared though, aren't you?
Are you?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, look, humans are naturally afraid of the unknown, right? That's
but
what
eyes are known. We have eyes. You have eyes.
But then you don't know what that is. That's the thing. You think eyes are like, oh, but what's behind the eyes being now, right?
The ceiling.
All right, so Rexo's dead.
Yeah.
Man. All right. Yeah, but he gets picked off though. Trying to make all these picks, he becomes the pick himself. And Bad Lulu might be in a little bit of trouble. Luckily, dodges the Braum Q, so he'll be able to walk back into lane. But as they've switched over, Bad Lulu knows this lane is not his anymore.
No, that's going to be a turret there for Zcor. More gold into Oplon's pocket as they hold on to the lead that they've gotten for themselves here. And now with that turret, this is the perfect time for you to just reset if you're Zcor, spend some of that gold that you have, that you've just gotten from the wave in the tower. Or in fact, before that, oh my god, Cody's son!
And Pop goes to your belly. It was just a bit too far for. He used flash and heal, and it didn't matter. You know why?
Also, the ignite came through.
Oh, yeah.
I think it came through first, so there wasn't much the healing was going to do. I think either way, though, that burst damage was so strong, as he said, and because of that kill, because of all this pressure they have on the map, that's another dragon there for Oplon. It's just been so clean and simple for this team so far, who have been 0-15 all split long, and Mirage, who we expected to be doing a little bit better, especially in this particular matchup, they just feel stalled out. They are the ones who are getting pulled across the map. It's like, okay, the Oplon's doing this. It's like, oh my god, okay, you gotta help me here. They might dive me here. Oh, you gotta do this. You gotta do that. Mirage don't get to make decisions.
And we've seen this kind of play from the top teams within our league. Teams like Vitality, teams like Carmine even, who've shown a growth period as we look at the replay.
Yes.
There you go.
Bye.
Easy as that.
Yeah.
But go back to the point I was making. It's small plays like that where they manage to find an early lead, and like you're mentioning, it's then a tug of war where it's simply just the tug for one team, and then the other opposite side getting pulled once over, and then once again, just like throughout the entire game. So that way, they're not really realistically able to respond to anything they're doing. Rengjun is dead, but unless Memento can help it. Man, he can't. There we go. A good shutdown. Brings the TP. Darling. Now on to Rengjun as well. Nowhere to go. He still has flash, so I should know this. Using Shadow Surge. Rengjun has a potential escape option, but he's been closed upon. Moves into the ADC instead and decides he would rather give the kill to Zcor.
That's so very kind of him.
Right?
Wow. I'm going to just handed it over to the AD carry there. I mean, yeah, he was donezo regardless. So it's more gold into Zcor's pocket, and they're going to try and defend this turret as best they can. There is no wave, so Mirage don't even get that. Getting the shutdown on the Peng is certainly nice. He wasn't expecting Memento to be there, but ultimately, that's not a big enough trade to kind of close the gap that you found yourself in. Mirage are still in a very tough spot. They still are not able to actually skirmish yet, but you can kind of see an example of what I was talking about when you combine that Hecarim and Vex ultimate. Speaking of ultimates, Bad Lulu, I ultimately need to leave.
Nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, it was, and that's been the trend for a lot of this game, where Mirage decides, okay, maybe we can side lane, and then Oplon decides, how about no? And they get pushed out the wave, and they either leave willingly, or they die trying to do it. It's like you either die here or see yourself long enough to become the villain.
Yeah, and right now Oplon are definitely the villains in Mirage's story, because wow, Mirage about to give Oplon, at least at this rate, the first win here. 4,000 gold almost is what they're at.
You know what, man? I'm all in.
happened?
It's happening.
What did I tell you?
It's
I
happening,
said
bro.
it.
I was trying to hold off contention. I was like, you know what? Let me wait until they have a significant lead.
This is significant.
This is they're about 4K gold up.
Yeah.
Right? They have 4 kills and then they have the soul point, and the next one comes up in 2 minutes. They have 2 towers, and what every single outer is taken, and they're significantly stronger in most ways. So, Oplon, I want to see it. I want to see it happen more than anybody else. I know in the back end, you're like, the Sierra's out there.
I was about to say, I think Sierra wants it most. She's
or
betting channel points week after week. She's finally going to get
thousands of points.
Yeah.
Every single day. And I'm sure many of you watching at home as well, because yesterday as well, we saw a giant surge in support for Oplon.
Yeah.
It's, ladies and gentlemen, I'm starting to believe. And with a battle between these 2 new teams, last time these 2 met, Mirage started the trend of bringing out all these new compositions, bringing out things like the Zac, the Yone, right? Now, and ultimately that worked out well in Bad Lulu too. We saw how much of essentially just the Island King he could become on picks like the Gwen. Although to be fair, it was into a Jackson. Darlic didn't have the best time laning, but still, Mirage could just do whatever they want as they assert their dominance on Oplon. And I find Oplon so far are not as skirmish heavy, but they're playing things very clean, very macro-esque, and continuing to push lanes from there. A real note, as we're seeing in the growth of these teams, and it brings a tear to my eye.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to see improvement here, especially from Oplon, who we know have been struggling all split long more than any other team. But today it's looking a little different as we got a 5-man press on this bottom side of the map.
Another bad little kickback as well.
Okay.
A CC Jade, and that was clean, but Brunus almost dies because that was a beautiful Moonlight Vigil with the Infernum. And okay, Child Source goes in, Memento. Not able to find anything though. That onslaught would be instead onto him, but Rangjun finds one reset. There's the Everfrost, but he's not locked up. These trades are not going in Mirage's favor. Wait, they get nothing out of it?
Not a single thing.
One? That is tragic.
And it was a great setup play from Brunez, getting the kick flash to be able to separate Bad Lulu from the team. You blow him up immediately, and even though Cody's son gets a big Infernum ultimate, it doesn't matter. Oplon win that fight. The Braum pick coming in clutch, and you're going to see it in this team fight first. After a great kick from Brunez, the dive comes through from Mirage. They think they might be able to do something, especially once that Moonlight Vigil comes up. Even Brunez is like, whoa, wait a second, what happened to my health? And Memento goes in trying to make it happen. But you can see it, those concussive blows, saving Z-Core's life at the last second and getting him excited enough that he can run out of danger.
It's almost as though within these picks, like, Mirage was not on the same page at all with it. Like, you saw how, you know, Bad Lulu dies, and then Memento could have easily ran away with Rangjun or Raxo. But he decides he wants to greed for the kill, dies doing it, and then Rangjun goes in, okay, maybe I can get it, dies doing it, and Raxo's like, yeah, that's crazy, that's all you guys.
Yeah, it's tough because Rangjun wasn't close enough to throw the ult up right away. If they synced up, that actually might have been a reset city there for Rangjun, but Memento's thinking, okay, we need to make something happen now. We need to try and get the punish. Oh my god.
Another kickback using the blast cone too, not able to find a CC as Raxo flashes over the wall. But, blast comes over the wall, and manages to get away. It's not bad, gives Bad Lulu the space that he wants to push this wave in. But Topside is now under duress, as they just have Soul for free, and Oplon can do whatever they want if Baron is the next target.
Right, Z-Core's at 2.5 items, the damage is unreal. They'll definitely be able to take this Baron, and they'll take it fast. And they can just go ahead and start it. You can see this vision line that they have. They're going to know well in advance if anyone's going to be able to try and come for the steal here. And Memento, of course, is going to try and at least show himself. But Peng and Absolute are saying, no, Horsey, not today.
Whoa there, Nelly. That's not going in at all. There's a Shadow Surge as well. But
it's gone.
onto Brunus, like you said, it times out. They do stop the Baron for now, but Papa can find a fight here. They look to turn around. There we go.
Oh, Raxo.
A lot of damage on Raxo. There's a depth charge, but he dies before that can even pop. Absolutely. On the other end, or Absolute, I should say. On the back end of it, Rangjun walks away, and Bad Lulu is a little bit late to the take. Will mean And a 4v5, although they stopped the Baron, but Oplon still continue to do whatever they want.
And they are in full control now. They're going to clear out vision. They can go ahead and start this Baron again if they really want to. This mid turret, they could try and save it. They don't want to give away too much objective gold. Oh my god, at this point, they're just looking to fight. Darlic is going to TP for the flank. He's full HP. What is that, like 4,000 health?
Yep, an absolutely massive amount. That's more than enough to tank up all the members of Mirage. That's 2 down. Cody Sun and Rengjun showed their faces on the screen, and Oplon took that personally.
It's happening! Oplon are winning this game handedly. We're talking 7,000 gold in their favor. It's about to be well past 8K with this Baron take. Memento has no ult, there's no blast cone, and there's no chance he's going to be able to steal this Baron. Oplon have the keys to get their first win in LFL Spring.
It's happening! Oh my god, we waited weeks for it, months even, to look to decide. We thought they had it so far, so between, but no, get stopped once more. Bad Lulu can't heal up in time just for the disrespect. As Mirage are clearly being shown who might be the better, newer team at this point, and then this is it. I'm saying it, bro. Oplon, complete dominance. All they gotta do is move for the end game. Move the pawns to the right pieces and take that king.
I mean, we're 27 minutes in. We're well past where we usually see Oplon flop, and they didn't even flop in yesterday's game, to be honest. And we're seeing it. This is the new and improved Oplon. They've gotten it together. It looks like they have a clear way they want to play this game.
Yeah.
And it's been working for them beautifully so far. Look, we're not even in 30 minutes yet, but Oplon, they're in a position where they could honestly close this game out right here. If they win one more team fight, they have the Baron buff, they have waves coming in, it's close.
Although death timers aren't super long, I'm looking at paying to Precious mid tower, but it is still 4v5 at this point, so Oplon will have to back away a bit. Too much damage on our Darlic. There we go. That he goes down as a second kill right now for Mirage, as looking for one more in, but we're just looking to go him by himself.
Zicor's so strong.
I was about to say, this is interesting, but they're not able to find anything out of it. A bit messy in terms of engagement on Mirage. Another flash kick on the bad Lulu as he survives by flashing waves himself.
This is it,
but
it's happening.
wants to do it. It's not much of a wave, but Zicor has the resets. He's excited. Cody's son is dead. Memento last one left alive, but they have a wave. Oplon, they get their first win. They take down Mirage Elyandra. They will go 1-15 so far in the season. I can't believe it.
And that's excellent play coming through from the last place team in LFL Spring. They finally